Yo, what's good, Laker Nation? Listen, I need every single one of y'all to sit down right now. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb, close every other tab, because what I'm about to tell you is going to fundamentally change everything about the Los Angeles Lakers and the entire NBA landscape. I'm not exaggerating, I'm not clickbaiting. I was watching NBA Today with Malika Andrews this afternoon, and what happened on that set was the most insane thing I have ever witnessed in my entire life as a basketball fan. Luka Doncic went on national television and absolutely detonated. He said things that no superstar is supposed to say out loud. He put people on blast. He called out the front office. He challenged Rob Pelinka directly. And by the end of it, I was sitting on my couch with my jaw literally on the floor because I knew that the Lakers franchise would never be the same after what just happened. So buckle up because I'm about to take you through every single second of what went down. Hey, what's up everyone? Real quick before we get into everything, that like button is literally what determines if this reaches hundreds or thousands of fans. Takes 1 second, but makes a huge impact on the channel's growth. Just smash that like button right now. It's the easiest thing you can do, but honestly the biggest way to support this content, every single like pushes this further, so hit it now. So here's the context. Luka was invited on NBA Today. The Lakers just got swept out of the second round by the Oklahoma City Thunder. 4 games. Done. Gone. And look, the series wasn't even competitive. OKC won Game 4 by 5 points, and that was the closest game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander dropped 35 in that close-out game like it was a Tuesday afternoon pickup run. LeBron James, at 41 years old, put up 24 and 12 in what might have been the last game of his career, and nobody even knows if he's coming back. The Lakers went into that series exhausted from a 6-game battle with Houston in the first round, where LeBron had to play 40-plus minutes just to survive. And Luka wasn't even on the court. He was sitting in a suit with a grade 2 left hamstring strain that kept him out of the entire second round. So Malika invites him on the show to talk about the offseason, his rehab, what's next, standard stuff. She starts by asking him how the hamstring is feeling, and Luka gives a normal answer. He says he started running again, feeling optimistic. Then she asks about watching the Thunder series from the sideline, and that's when everything changed. Luka's face shifted. You could literally see it happen in real time. His jaw tightened, his eyes got darker, and he leaned forward in his chair like he was about to tell you a secret that would burn down a building. He paused for about 3 seconds. 3 seconds of dead silence on live television. And then he said it. You want me to be honest? Really honest? Because I'm tired of giving you the media answers. I'm tired of saying the right things. We got swept, Malika. The defending champions treated us like we were a play-in team, and I had to sit there in a suit and watch it happen because my body couldn't handle the workload this organization put on me. So yeah, let me be honest, for the first time since I got to Los Angeles. Bro, I literally had to rewind my TV because I thought I was hearing things. Luka Doncic, the guy who averaged 33.5 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 3 assists this season. The guy making over $40 million a year just told the entire world that he was done pretending. Malika's eyes went wide. The studio went completely silent. You could hear the producers in the background scrambling, and Luka was just getting started. Let me talk about this roster, Luka said, and his voice got harder, more deliberate. Because I came to Los Angeles to win championships. That was the promise. That was the deal. I left Dallas because I believed this organization would put the pieces around me to compete at the highest level. And what did I get? I got a team where DeAndre Ayton shows up when he feels like it. You want to know something? Ayton averaged decent numbers in the regular season, sure. But in the playoffs against Houston, when it mattered, when we needed him to be a force in the paint, where was he? He got out-rebounded. He got outworked. He looked like he didn't want to be there half the time. And I'm supposed to just smile and say everything's fine? The camera cut to the analyst's desk, and every single person had their hand over their mouth. Stephen A. Smith, who was on set as a guest, literally pushed his chair back from the table. Luka wasn't done. And LeBron, listen, I love LeBron. I wanted to play with LeBron. I asked publicly for him to come back this season. But here's the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. LeBron James is 41 years old. He played incredible basketball in the Houston series. He put up numbers that defy logic for a man his age. But by the time we got to OKC, he was exhausted, his legs were gone, and we had nobody who could pick up the slack. I played 43 games this regular season before the hamstring went. LeBron played his heart out. But you can't build a championship team around a 27-year-old with hamstring issues and a 41-year-old who might retire tomorrow. That's not a championship formula, that's a prayer. I almost fell off my chair. Luka Doncic just called out LeBron James on national television. Not disrespectfully, but honestly. And the honesty hit harder than any insult ever could. He acknowledged LeBron's greatness while simultaneously exposing the fundamental flaw in the Lakers' entire roster construction. Then Luka pivoted to the coaching staff, and this is where things got really uncomfortable. "I respect JJ Redick," Luka said. "He's a smart basketball mind. But we had 43 different starting lineups with the Warriors when I was watching the league this year, and our situation wasn't much better. The rotations were inconsistent. The offensive system relied too heavily on me creating everything in isolation. When I went down, there was no plan B. There was no system that could function without me running every possession. That tells you something about the coaching, and it tells you something about the roster. Both need to change." JJ Redick, who was one of the smartest analysts in television before becoming a coach, just got put on notice by his franchise player on live TV. The producers probably had a heart attack. The interview went to commercial. I thought for sure that when they came back, somebody would have talked to Luka during the break. A PR person, an agent, somebody would have gotten to him and told him to tone it down. Maybe they'd come back and Luka would say he got caught up in his emotions. Maybe he'd walk it back. But no, when they came back from break, Luka was even more fired up. He had this look in his eyes like a man who had been holding in a volcano for 9 months and finally decided to let it erupt. "Let me tell you what I need," Luka said, and now his voice was calmer, which made it even more terrifying. "I need this organization to be aggressive, not let's sign a mid-level exception guy and hope it works out, aggressive. I need Rob Pelinka to pick up the phone and make the call that changes this franchise. Because right now, there is one player available who can transform this team overnight. One player who can stand next to me and make us legitimate championship contenders. One player who can look Victor Wembanyama in the eye and not blink. And his name is Giannis Antetokounmpo." The studio erupted. Stephen A. jumped out of his seat. Malika's jaw dropped. The graphics team was scrambling to put up trade packages on the screen. Luka just demanded on national television that the Lakers trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. "I've watched Giannis for years," Luka continued. "I've played against him. I've seen what he does in the paint. He averaged 27.6 points and 9.8 rebounds this season in only 36 games because Milwaukee was falling apart around him. The Bucks went 32-50. They missed the playoffs for the first time since 2016. And Giannis is still a top 5 player in the world. Imagine what he does next to me. Imagine Giannis rolling to the basket off a pick and roll with me feeding him the ball. Imagine the spacing I create for him on the perimeter. Imagine having the greatest physical specimen in NBA history finishing at the rim while I'm pulling up from 30 feet. That's not just a championship team, that's a dynasty." Luka wasn't just making a pitch, he was laying out the blueprint. And the scary part is that everything he said made perfect basketball sense. The Luka-Giannis pick and roll would be absolutely unguardable. You can't help off Luka because he'll drill a 30-footer. You can't leave Giannis one-on-one because he'll dunk on your entire family tree. It's the basketball equivalent of choosing between getting hit by a bus or a train. Either way, you're done. And I know what people are going to say, Luka continued. They're gonna say the Lakers don't have the assets. They're gonna say Milwaukee wants young blue chip talent and draft picks, and the Lakers can only offer 3 first-rounders and salary matching. But let me tell you something, the Lakers traded for me. Everyone said that was impossible too. Rob Pelinka figured it out with Dallas. He can figure it out with Milwaukee. That's his job. And if he can't figure it out, then maybe somebody needs to figure out a new GM who can. Oh my God. Luka Doncic just threatened Rob Pelinka's job security on live television. He basically said either you get me Giannis or I'm going to start asking questions about whether you're the right person to run this franchise. The leverage, the audacity, the absolute gall of this man to go on national TV and put his general manager's career on the line. But here's the thing that got me the most. After all the fireworks, after all the explosions, Luka got quiet. And when Luka gets quiet, that's when you should be paying the most attention. I'm 27 years old, he said softly. I have maybe 10 great years left, maybe 12 if I'm lucky. And I didn't come to Los Angeles to win one playoff series and get swept in the next round. I came here to win multiple championships. I came here to build something that people talk about for the next 50 years. The Luka and Giannis Lakers. That's what I see when I close my eyes. And if this organization doesn't see the same thing, then we have a very different vision for the future. And at some point, one of those visions is going to have to win out. That's a veiled ultimatum, right there, on national television. Luka Doncic just told the Los Angeles Lakers, "Get me Giannis Antetokounmpo, or I'm going to start thinking about what's best for me." And with his contract situation, with the way superstar player movement works in this league, that's the kind of statement that sends shockwaves through every front office in the NBA. To the Laker fans, Luka said, looking directly into the camera, and I swear it felt like he was looking at every single one of us individually. "I love you. I love this city. I love playing at Crypto.com Arena. The energy, the passion, the history. I want to be here. I want to build something legendary here. But I refuse to waste my prime. I refuse to be the guy who puts up incredible stats on a team that loses in the second round every year. That's not why I'm here. That's not who I am. So I'm telling you right now, this offseason is the most important offseason in the history of this franchise. Not since Shaq came. Not since LeBron came. This one. Because this is the one where we either build a super team or we admit that we're content being really good but not great. And I am not content with that. Malika tried to wrap up the interview. She thanked Luka for his time, and Luka just shook his head. "One more thing," he said. "To Giannis, if you're watching, I know you are. I know you want out of Milwaukee. I know the Bucks went 32-50 and missed the playoffs, and the ownership is talking about trading you before the draft. I know the Heat and the Warriors and the Celtics are all calling, but nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to appreciate you the way I will. Nobody is going to use your skills the way I can. You and me together in Los Angeles. With the lights, the pressure, the history. That's not just basketball. That's immortality. Come be a Laker. Let's change the game forever." The screen cut to the NBA Today logo, and you could hear people in the studio literally gasping. Luka Doncic just recruited Giannis Antetokounmpo on national television. He bypassed the front office. He bypassed the agents. He bypassed the league's tampering rules. He looked into that camera and spoke directly to a player under contract with another team and said, "Come play with me." Now let me break down what this means, because the implications are massive. First, Luka has put Rob Pelinka on a clock. The Lakers GM now knows that his franchise player expects a Giannis trade this summer. The pressure is immense. Reports from Bobby Marks at ESPN have already said that the Lakers' realistic path might be waiting until 2027, when Giannis can opt out and become a free agent, because LA's trade package of 3 first-rounders and salary matching isn't strong enough. But Luka clearly doesn't want to wait. He wants Giannis now. Second, this puts the entire LeBron James situation in a different light. LeBron is a free agent. He hasn't said whether he's coming back for a 24th season. The Athletic reported that running it back with a similar roster isn't palatable for the Lakers. If Luka is publicly demanding Giannis, that might accelerate LeBron's decision to either retire or move on, because a Giannis trade would require sending out significant pieces, and the team might need LeBron's cap hold off the books to make the salary work. Third, the locker room dynamics are now completely different. Ayton knows Luka doesn't believe in him. The role players know Luka thinks they're not good enough. JJ Redick knows his star player has questions about the coaching system. This is either going to galvanize the organization to make a bold move, or it's going to tear it apart. And fourth, Giannis himself is now in play. The Bucks' co-owner Jimmy Haslam said he wants a resolution before the June 23rd draft. Milwaukee is seeking young talent and draft picks. The Heat have Tyler Herro and the 13th pick. The Warriors are circling. The Celtics want him for paint scoring, but Luka just made the Lakers' case more compelling than any trade package could, because at the end of the day, stars want to play with stars, and Luka just made the most public, most passionate, most direct pitch for a player that we've ever seen in NBA history. I'm still processing this, Laker Nation. I need y'all to hit that comment section right now and tell me what you think. Should the Lakers go all in for Giannis? Is Luka right that this is the most important offseason in franchise history? What would you give up? Should LeBron come back or step aside? Because the clock is ticking. The draft is June 23rd, Giannis is available, and Luka Doncic just told the entire world exactly what he wants. Like this video if you're ready for the Giannis era. Subscribe if you want to stay on top of every single development this offseason. Hit that bell notification because when this trade goes down, I'm going to be the first person breaking it down for you. Laker Nation, the future starts now. And man, what a time to be alive. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay locked in.